Take your sweet time. All right. In the East, that's what the Cavs are doing in this series. They're taking their time. They're easing in Motown. But the problem is Cade Cunningham and the Pistons, they were firing on all cylinders. So under 4 minutes left in the third, Max Strus drives, kicks it out to Mitchell. For a moment, Shanae, we had that Cade Mitchell kind of going at it.
Yeah, we had the duel, but then things flipped the switch very quickly. Hello. Third quarter buzzer beater.
Great way to end the third quarter there for Detroit. Ron Holland sighting, by the way. Under 10 minutes left in the fourth. Duncan Robinson, little Euro.
Oh, he can put it on the floor? Who says he can't put it on the floor?
No one said that.
And then he gets in James's face afterwards, who takes a little bit of an exception there.
Detroit rubbing off on Duncan.
Harden blocked by Duren. Great block there by Duren. Finally, we started to really see a Jalen Duren game here, Wendy.
That was the next 2 minutes of basketball was Jalen Duren showcase.
It was
another one.
Really, the end of the game. It was the Duren takeover. Slams it home there.
Oh,
Cunningham
you see that
and Duren
pass with
again.
The left? Come on.
That two-man game, Shanae. The Pistons, these are the first Pistons player Cunningham was with 250 points and 50 assists over an 8-game span in the postseason in franchise history. And then Danis with a kiss of death here.
A spark plug momentum.
I have been informed that we have been mispronouncing it.
Danis? Well, Danis it is. And when you have a play like that, gentlemen, I apologize. Here's James Harden on his performance.
You look at my turnovers, and a lot of them were just on me and nothing they did. So, and, you know, which led to you know, I don't even know how many transition points they had, but it was way too many. And, I mean, if I had to put my print on one thing on the game, that's the game right there. I mean, how many points they had in transition? How far turnovers?
20,
there you
31.
Go. That's the game. Like, it's nothing else.
It's good to have a teammate that has your back. Checking the stat sheet there. Turnover is definitely, though, becoming a little bit of a concern here for Cleveland, right? At least 15 turnovers in their last 6 games. That's their longest streak this season and the longest in franchise postseason history. So you feel this over here, what's happening in Cavs corner? Let's just check in, a temperature check. What are you seeing from Donovan Mitchell?
Well, the last 6 games for Harden and Mitchell has been unacceptable. You know, the Cavs have lost 4 of them. And when you look at their stats, those 6 games, and by the way, the 2 that they won, they came back on. They were able to get back. But they're shooting 40%. Donovan's got 12 free throws in that 6 games. That's just not getting it done. And between them, they have 51 turnovers. Like, this is the playoffs. This is where you're supposed to make a difference. This was a tie game with 5 minutes to play.
Right.
And it was the Pistons players and stars that outplayed the Cavs stars down the stretch.
Well, this happens with James Harden, right? This is the 29th game in postseason history for him where he's had more turnovers than he has field goals, Perk. But I know for you, this was about the big fella.
No, but hold on 1 second. Put him on the bench. At what point is
Easy.
No.
No, you know what? You know what? If he wasn't a Hall of Famer, he would have gotten benched. But he stuck with him, and he did play a little bit better.
It's enough of this sticking with him, right? We go come with facts over feelings. The fact of the matter is that he's turning the ball over, and he's still not that great defensively. That closing lineup that they had, especially in the backcourt around the perimeter yesterday, wasn't going to cut it. You had Max Strus, Donovan Mitchell, and James Harden. When you got Ellis, you got Jalen Tyson, you got Dennis Schroeder. One of those guys got to go to the bench, and one of those guys got to come in. At the end of the game, we saw it. Tobias Harris, Cade, they just started attacking the basket because there wasn't no force. You need perimeter defense. If I'm Kenny Atkinson, listen, going into game 2, I'm not just going to have that level of tolerance for James Harden and his damn turnovers. What's wrong?
No, there's nothing wrong. The reason why I say is keep a cool booty before we're saying bench James Harden.
No, I said start him.
But then get other people going because Dennis Schroeder actually came in and gave really good minutes, energetic minutes.
So did Strus.
But to me, the key here is that James Harden has to be on the floor and not turn over the ball. Because when James Harden turns over the ball, guess who has horrible games? Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Jared Allen only had 2 points. Mobley had 14, which is solid.
But foul trouble.
Yeah, exactly. But in my opinion, anytime you see bad turnover games for James Harden, you can make a correlation to lack of production from their post.
Yeah,
so he has to be on the floor.
But it shouldn't affect the other end. And the way that Jalen Duren was punking both Evan Mobley and Jared Allen is
so that's not James's fault.
That's
it's
not
more so the post player's fault.
But again, Evan Mobley is still the most important player on this team and in this series. He's going to have to own this matchup. He's going to have to make up for that lack of perimeter defense. Didn't he just win Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago?
Yeah.
But show it. He came into the game with 4 minutes to go. He came into the game with 4 minutes to go, right, in the fourth quarter. He checked in, and he shot a three as soon as he got in. And you know what Jalen Duren did? The Detroit Pistons got the rebound. He went deep-sealed Evan Mobley and turned around and snatched the screws out the rim. And I'm sitting up here saying, well, damn, bro, at what point are you going to play with some force and some damn pride?
Well, I will say this. Most players in Harden's shoes would have gotten benched by their coach. He stuck with him. Kenny Atkinson stuck with him, and he did lead an 11-0 run. But then they didn't finish.
This right here were the winning plays because Duren, he had 11 points, 12 rebounds, I think 4 assists, but these are the plays that actually won them the game. You just saw the block on one end, and then on the other side, this is where he got the opportunities. Cade, he can drop 40, but instead what makes him great is the fact that he can drop assists in a timely nature and get his teammates going.
But also, look how easy Cade is getting to the paint. But here's the deep seal right here. Just little boy, them grown man. Wendy, this is what I'm talking about.
Kenny Atkinson put Evan Mobley in with 4 minutes left.
Yep.
After that, it went downhill. But if you're going to go down, you're going to go down with Mobley, Harden, and Mitchell. That's why they went down.
Hey, but can I like make this a little bit more positive? Are you okay?
No.
Because I want to tell you something good though.
What?
Because the big question has been who is going to step up. Duren has had good moments, right, but not consistency. When's the first time you accepted being called auntie? It was recent for me. They called Tobias Harris uncle.
Still have not.
And he has. I'm cool with being auntie. Tobias Harris is excellent right now as a number 2 option scoring. He's had 6 straight games of 20-plus points. He has not even had that in the regular season this year. He's playing his best version of basketball right now, and he has been the calming presence. You see that mid-range shot right there? That was what helped ice the game.
Janae, as what the Pistons did and what they have learned, this is the #1 seed that we were waiting to see rather than the turnovers of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Completely agree. We've been waiting for Cade Cunningham to have help. Duncan Robinson had 5 threes. Tobias had 20-plus points. Jalen Duren had a huge run in the fourth quarter. This is the Pistons squad that can actually do it.
You know what happened? It was a blessing in disguise for them to go through that hard-fought 7-game series because they found themselves, right? And they developed a confidence. But we have to stop with this James Harden. He's 36 years old. He is not the guy that you just going to continue to give extending his leash. Like, no, if he's not cutting it, put him on the bench.
All right, well, before Perk breaks the table with his Arthur fist that's happening over here, let's take a break and cool off here. Speaking of who needs to step up, who needs to in place of Joel Embiid tonight? We have the latest ahead of that crucial Game 2 against the Knicks. Plus, Game 1, it belonged to Anthony Edwards. But can Wemby and co. punch back before this series swings to
They better.
And after surviving the Garden Frenzy, did you see J.R. Smith? He got mobbed by fans outside. Well, he's going to join us.
Be careful, Swish.
Answer biggest questions in New York. And congratulations, he's a college graduate this weekend.
All right.